Hello Star Wars fans, Mando Mitchie back today, and we're going to be looking at a custom action figure that I put together for my Jabba's Palace diorama. So, as I was going through the roll call for Jabba's Palace, one reoccurring theme that kept coming back up was that there was a Mosep Bineed type character in Jabba's Palace. So I researched that a little bit more, did a little more of a deep dive, and found that that was true. He was more of a, almost like a monk, like Jedi looking outfit, very similar to Mosep Bineed's appearance in the cantina, but without the red jumpsuit and that. So what I did is went through some research, some other people that made some customs, and I guess the inspiration for most of it was Bert at No Skill Customs. He had talked about using an Obi-Wan and that, and so what I did, and I'll put some pictures up, kind of show you the makings of this. It was a Force Link Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it was a 3D printed head from Funky McClunky, and you can find his work on Etsy. I've been beginning to purchase a lot of, I guess, STL 3D print files from him, and then also now some of these. Man, this was great. I ordered 3. I wish I would have got 4, as I'm thinking in like projects down the road. But yeah, this guy really turned out pretty good. So I'll kind of go in. I'm not a great painter. I would not consider myself a customizer, like artist, like some guys are, but he turned out okay for me. So as I've got him, Force Link Obi-Wan Kenobi, very attainable figure, very easy to get. And I did have the new TVC Obi-Wan, and I ordered 4 or 5 of those for my dioramas, and I just couldn't bring myself to customize and go to work on that guy when I had this. So I think this was a good use, you know, a 5 POA figure, and this guy's just going to stand in the palace. He's not doing anything awesome. And as I was researching a little bit about the Mosep Bineed type characters, looks like he's a Nimbinel species from the planet Nimban, and I guess from what I had read on him, known for their bureaucratic skills and record keeping. So they think, it's thought that he was the accountant for Jabba the Hutt's crime syndicate, you know, so he was the guy that, you know, controlled the purse strings and was the, you know, just that person for the crime syndicate. So yeah, important character that I don't think we'll ever get. So if you want to make this, this is a good option. Basically, the Force Link Obi-Wan has that hard plastic robe. I had to cut that off, had to trim his arms up, painted those tan, and then I found the Jedi robe. I had that in my collection of Jedi stuff. I think this is probably from one of the Obi-Wans, or maybe Mace Windu, I'm not sure. But one of the soft goods robes, I had to trim the sleeves, they were a little long, and then as I tucked the, he's kind of got this ponytail thing, tucked the hood underneath that, it sits real good. Sometimes these hoods and soft goods just don't lay right, they just look weird. But I think he looks pretty good. So yeah, so I'm going to put him in the palace here in just a minute and see how he looks in there with the rest of Jabba's denizens and goons. But yeah, good custom, I think, good option. I don't know that we'll ever get him. If you were to get a Mosep Bineed, because as I was looking, I need some for my cantina. I needed this. I thought, man, I'd like to do a custom for my original Kenner in the Kenner style, that cantina too. So I was looking, he came out in the 3.75 Black Series, and he's kind of pricey, and I think the price was driven up because of the HasLab cantina that came out, and there was just a need for him. So the sellers, I mean, bumped that up, but you're talking like the cheapest one I saw was probably mid-60s to $70 plus shipping, all the way up past $100. Even for a loose figure, it was just crazy. And I just couldn't see, you know, spending that much money on a figure that I'm just basically going to pop his head off and use for fodder for, you know, something else. So yeah, this was a good option. So anyway, Funky McClunky, a very easily sourced Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 5 POA, Force Link, and I'll tell you, that head, I don't have it with me now, but that head on him is such a good likeness of Alec Guinness, and man, that I'm going to use that as a custom too. He's going to end up being an indoor rebel trooper or a rebel fleet trooper to customize, you know, some variation in that. But he's a good looking sculpt on that. So I will definitely utilize him too and have him in a future video. But anyway, let me get him in place and check him out and see how he looks in Jabba's palace. All right, here we have Jabba's palace and the diorama that I just recently finished up. And I've got a list of customs and just other figures that I haven't got yet, but I've got most of them. And here we see our new addition, the man, the Mosep Bineed character, hanging out with Salt Murray or Yak Face. So yeah, I think like he looks like he fits in there just wonderfully. So I'll pan around just a little bit. If you haven't seen my videos on building Jabba's palace, you definitely need to go check that out. So all the usual suspects in here and missing a few, and I've talked about that in other videos, some goals that I have. I am building and 3D printing Jabba's sail barge, the Katana, right now. So that's coming along great. So a lot of these same guys I'm collecting again to put in that diorama, and that's going to be awesome. Can't wait to get that finished up. But again, watch that Jabba's Palace playlist and you'll see all about that. Got this. Yeah, any great crime boss needs a consigliere, or you know what Robert Duvall's character was on The Godfather, and that would be Mosep Bineed in this. So very, very, very cool. So let me pan over to one of my favorite parts of my Jabba's palace is the palace door with these two droids showing up and the greeting droid. So again, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, like and subscribe. You'll be notified of cool stuff that I'm doing, projects that I'm working on, dioramas that I'm building. And so if you like this kind of stuff, you're going to like my channel, I think. So like and subscribe. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. God bless you all. This is Mando Michi. I'm signing off.